I'm not an expert in this field, actually. I'm researching on intellectual property law. So today I just want to tell you what happens now in China about political reform. What's the future, what's the perspective of the political reform in China now? So, as for the political reform, so, a lot of high-ranking officials have some kind of consensus that China needs some kind of political reform. So this former premier said, okay, we have to have some kind of political reform. Otherwise, we will repeat the history again. We will meet a cultural revolution again. I'm not sure you know about some kind of cultural revolution. I think that's a disaster for the Chinese, also for the human beings. A lot of people died for this kind of campaigns. So also the current premier Li also said we have to push some kind of political reform. But here he said, okay, we have to push some kind of reform. But what kind of reform he means is not clear. But also Li also says, oh, okay, if we want to push a kind of reform, this kind of reform, that means maybe political one. It just means economic one. And he said this idea. So when we talk about political reform, we have very different kind of idea about what kind of political reform means for China. So for the political reform, there is no consensus. So what should we do? What should we take to do this kind of political reform? So so it's very clear that the current leadership have some consensus about the economic reform, but they have the people also the people, even the leadership, have no idea what kind of political reform will go. So we see some kind of argument. So what kind of sequence of between economic one and political reform? Actually, there are four kind of sequences here. One is simultaneous economic and political reform that happened during the Jiang Zemin and Deng Xiaoping period. Third one is about economic reform first. Third one, political reform first. Another one is, okay, we have pushed some kind of political reform, but as for the political one, we got no reform, but we got some reaction. So what do you mean by reaction? So political reaction, what does that mean? It means, oh, we got no reform, but we got some kind of response from the society movement, from the economic development. So we can see the new leadership of Xi and Li did a lot of things pushing the economic reform. Here is a very big symbol of Chinese economic reform. This kind of establishment of pilot free trade rule. So that's a very simple. That's a symbol. Say, okay, to the outside world, we will have some kind of economic reform. That's a certain thing, no doubt about it. So we can see we have some kind of very special free trade rule. It was said that Facebook, Twitter, maybe you can get access to this kind of thing in this kind of role. Also, some kind of reduced intervention and facility, some kind of business measure was taken. Also important, some kind of financial reform. It means renminbi will be internationalized, also marketization. So we can see a lot of push in economic reform. But we also some kind of reaction from the leadership about the political one. First, we can see the positive side. Positive side, we can see that there is kind kind of campaign called My Smile campaign. What does that mean? That means the high-rank leader sit here, talking about each other, criticizing themselves, and criticizing others. Self-criticize. So that's this kind of thing. The leadership use this kind of thing to say, okay, you should, the high-ranking official, you should look at yourself in the mirror, you should groom yourself, take a bath. Okay, it's take a bath. That is correctly. Okay, that's kind of very ordinary language we use to high-ranking official. Another one, I think this is very important step. End of all the re-education through labor system. I'm not sure you guys know about this kind of thing. Okay, 1 minute. Some other trend is those 7 no's. 7 no's means you can see this kind of thing cannot be discussed. Okay, you cannot open it. You can see you cannot discuss in the class, in the university class, also some kind of denounce constitutionalism, denounce civil rights society, denounce universal value, some can track new internet rules, track down on the bloggers, track down on the internet rumors. Also some kind of legacy side, doing some civil rights advocacy, limiting the lawyer's practice freedom. Also some professor with kind of liberal thoughts, maybe lost their jobs. So that's the kind of negative side. So what's the possibility of some kind of political reform? There's no possibility. We see there is some design for this kind of thing. First, there's some arguments. This we should take this kind of material from bottom to up or from up to bottom. Another, okay, I skip. Another thing is about the road we choose. Left, right, middle one. Also some kind of limitations. Okay. Also some kind of this kind of. Okay. Last one. I just want to talk about internet and China's political reform. I think the internet can play some positive role in this kind of China's transformation. My understanding is that this kind of thing, Jasmine revolution, will never happen in China because some scholars have some kind of research. This kind of collective acts monitor not permitted in China. But maybe some kind of rule can happen, maybe some kind of enlightenment, some kind of social mobility, some kind of anti-corruption, also some kind of watching on the high rankings. So that's my research. I hope we can govern this kind of internet to promote the social transformation in China.